All right. Adrian, how are you doing?
Doing good, Victor. Good to meet you, man.
Yeah, likewise. I appreciate you spending some time with me. This is the way we meet for the first time. Can't wait to meet you in person next week.
Yeah, really excited about it. Looking forward to it.
Yes,
Never been
as
to
we are.
Bakersfield, California.
That's right. That's right. When I was talking to Sam, because he comes out to our events, every year that we've had it, because, we're part of, the Big Block, the brand.
Yep.
And I said, hey, listen, Sam, who do you got that, could be a great speaker with us? And he's like, I got the guy for you. His name is Adrian. We've done some speaking together, and you got to meet this guy. He's the guy. And I'm like, hey, if you vouch for the guy, he's never let me down before. He said, he's the guy. You got to bring him on. So
Okay.
I appreciate you having time on your schedule to come out next week. And we're looking forward to you bringing the heat next week.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, man. I met Sam at that locker room event in Orlando in August. And I was fortunate that he was in the room when I got up on stage to do my talk. And I got to tell you, man, they put me I was 4:30 p.m. after a long day in a hot room in Orlando. Yeah. And I got up there and I was like, man, these people are like half asleep. They can't wait to get out of this room. So I was really, really excited. Everybody loved it. And Sam came up and was like, dude, that was awesome. And super excited to get the call. So really can't wait to do it.
Absolutely great. I appreciate that. So for everybody that doesn't know you down in Bakersfield, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you've done over the last, few years or however long you've been in real estate now.
Yeah, man. So I came out of the restaurant industry 10 years ago, got into real estate sales. And for me, it was like burn the boats. I'm not going back. Like I ended up in that restaurant industry by default, not by design. I didn't want to be a restaurant guy. And then when we had kids, we decided this wasn't going to work, that lifestyle. And it wasn't the money I wanted. It wasn't the schedule I wanted. It wasn't the family life I wanted. So I jumped all into real estate, quit my job as a manager in the restaurant world, and went and waited tables for a few months while I got the business up and running. But in that first year, I went on to sell 22 homes in that first full year of real estate, which I didn't know that was a big deal at the time. I was like, I mean, y'all call this work, go back in the kitchen and get burned and cut, and, people yelling at you all day. That's work. Like, this is fun. So for me, it was instant love for real estate, and did it for a couple of years, was successful, got into the top 20, top 10% in my office there. And they tapped me on the shoulder to be a leadership person, right? They asked me, I was inside of a KW office, and they asked me to be an assistant team leader, which is like a baby recruiter in those positions. And then in 2017, I moved into the big job. I became the team leader, CEO of this office with about 200 agents.
Okay.
And went on to do that for about 5 years, where me and my team, we were responsible for recruiting about roughly 500 agents over that 5-year period. And man, Victor, I got to tell you, and you're a broker, like I'm sure you hear all of the things I'm going to be talking about, but you start to see patterns. You start to see patterns develop in conversations, in human behavior, and all of those things. So when I was given this task of, hey, let's talk about what does it mean to be committed versus interested, it was like instant. I got you. I've had so many conversations with so many agents over the years, big agents, little agents, new agents, top producers. I was able to pull that together, and that's really what I'm going to be doing next week there in Bakersfield, is going through how do you show up interested versus how do you show up committed, and why it's important that we obviously show up committed.
That's great. So you're also a coach, correct? You're still coaching, or you?
I am.
Masses or individuals, or both?
Well, both actually right now. Okay. So yeah, right now what I'm doing is I'm actually building a coaching program inside of a franchise brokerage.
Okay.
And I'm helping them to get that up and running. And then I'm working with the agents a lot on that. I also work with the locker room, which is real estate coaching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jake Dixon and the locker room system.
Okay.
But I got with them last year. So with them, I'm coaching other coaches and brokers and team leaders and recruiters and people that are looking to grow their businesses in general. We do agents, we do brokers, we do everything.
So now for you, Adrian, obviously you've been a producer, a team leader, built a big brokerage, in your town. Why coaching? It's a different element, right? Altogether. What made you want to coach? You're already doing great, but why coaching? What's the difference on coaching and what you were doing before in sales?
Yeah, man, I love that. See, coaching, obviously we get paid to do it. So it's not like I'm out here doing a humanitarian thing.
Sure.
However, when I got into this business, it was the people that took time and poured into me that helped me accelerate my business. I didn't get there because I was great or I was smart. It was because I was in alignment with people that were willing to coach me, mentor me, and give back. And for me, that's a big part of it. What I do, even with speaking and getting on stage in front of people, man, I would do it for free all day long. I love the possibility that there might be one or two people in that room that I'm coaching or I'm speaking to whose life and business is going to change that day because of just like a little flicker of hope or light or something that they picked up from anything that I might have said or done or brought to their life. So it just excites me on a really deep level.
That's great. So that's what we look forward to seeing you next week, because you were going to talk a little bit about the patterns, right? Anything else you want to kind of throw out there before, without giving up too much, for next week on what they should expect to hear from you?
I'm going to tell you, Victor, it's what I do is I speak truth. So
Okay.
I'm bringing the truth and the accountability. And when we give this talk, a lot of times we'll see agents kind of, some of them will slink down in their seats a little bit. Some of them will giggle and go, "Oh my gosh, that's me." While others will just be stone faced, like, I hope they don't discover me. And what I want the people to know is I was there. I'm human. Sometimes I'm still there. We all are. We're all human. We all have the same struggles. We all fight the same battles. But what I'm bringing is accountability. I'm bringing a gigantic mirror that we're going to hold up. And I think that's where success starts. We have to have accountability. We have to have self-awareness. And then we have to take action afterward. So it's a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Adrian, I really appreciate you jumping on the call, a little video with me. So next week, for anybody that's hearing this right now and the next week or so, next week, October 12th, you're going to hear my new friend, Adrian Terei, is going to be down in Bakersfield at 1933. He'll be one of our speakers. So if you're prepared to make changes for the rest of this year and next year, be there again. 1933, our Innovate's happening at, again, Thursday, the 12th of October. We will see you guys there. Adrian, I really appreciate you again, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, hanging out with us and bringing the fire on Thursday.
Absolutely. Hey, can I say one more thing real quick?
Absolutely.
Victor, you know this. It's fourth quarter. Like it's Q4 right now, and this is what they refer to as separation season. This is when everyone goes to sleep. We wake up, we go harder. And I hope that your people show up. I hope that everybody in Bakersfield that's licensed comes to Innovate, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about how do we accelerate? How do we go faster when they go to sleep and go slower? I'm excited about it. It's going to be great.
So are we. Thank you so much, Adrian. We'll see you next week.